Hello, fellow Cravers, and welcome to another WWE Predicts. It is time for Raw v SmackDown. It is time for Survivor Series. As always, you have me, GD, and my co-host, Hanksy. How are you, mate?
I'm alright. A bit tired, but not too bad. Looking forward to this weekend.
I'm really looking forward to this weekend as well, mate. The thing is, it's nice because we're in that part of the time where we've got a lot of the main the Grand Slam pay-per-views coming up. We've got Royal Rumble in about 2 months' time, and that's just on the start of the road to WrestleMania in New Orleans next year. But we are going to start off, mate, with the first of the two traditional Survivor Series matches. It is the Women's Survivor Series match. Now, before we start, I just want to explain something. Because we can only have 4v4, which, to be honest, that's an improvement from last year. We have chosen the 4 Raw superstars to be Alicia Fox, because of her being the captain. Sasha Banks, Asuka, Asuka, and Nia Jax. And for the women, we've got the captain Becky Lynch, Carmella, Tamina, and I'll explain why this person in a minute, Paige. So let's go into the match. Right. So, I forgot that to put in as well. So why Paige? So, mate, have you seen SmackDown for this week yet? First of all.
Yep.
So it was originally supposed to be Charlotte as one of the other ones in the thing. But now she's the SmackDown's Women's Champion, who's going to be facing Alexa Bliss later on. So I think, and because this rumor has been going around for quite a while now, Paige is ready to be back on the main roster. And a lot of people have been saying that she's going to be coming onto SmackDown. So I think it's going to be Survivor Series when she comes back, myself. I think, come on, it's the best place.
She might be.
The thing is, it's the best place, and I think Natalia's probably going to think, oh, she's going to be the 5th person, but then she gets turned down, and Paige comes through. That will make my Survivor Series if that happens. For the fact that, how long has it been since we've had Paige? It's been about a year and a half.
It's about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at least a year and a half.
Since, we weren't expecting her to be coming back, first of all, because of the whole issue with Del Rio.
Well, it didn't look, I mean, we didn't expect her to come back at all, did we?
Yeah.
We presumed she was going to go off to one of the other.
Let's just say independent. Yeah.
Obviously, Del Rio fought massively with WWE, so we presumed that was it. I'm glad she is coming back, so I really like Paige. I always have.
Yeah. AJ Harris just said here, they haven't announced who the 5th member is. She will show up. Yeah, so that's the only reason why I've put Paige there is because at the moment on the actual WWE.com, they still have that spot empty. Now, personally, you would have thought if it was going to be Natalya who was going to take the place of Charlotte, her picture would have been put straight away there. But no, it's like I said, it's been left empty at the moment. So
because I just presumed that. I actually just presumed it would be Natalya, but you are right.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Survivor Series this year. So, like, I think it was a couple of pay-per-views ago, we did think it was going to be SmackDown versus Raw. Was a little bit off-put about that because I was thinking, well, it's going to be obvious this is going to happen. Why are you doing this? There's no actual teasing of it. If anything, we thought that the traditional Survivor Series match was just going to be that. I wasn't expecting the whole pay-per-view.
I mean, I'm happy with it. Last year we talked about this, didn't we? About the fact we weren't massively keen, were we?
No.
Last year when they said about being, and I remember Cadge not being keen at all, and it was like, But I mean, last year sort of worked. It was all right, and then
I think
this year, I think it's really, and I think the fact they've changed the titles over so close as well.
Yeah,
makes some of the matches look a little bit more exciting, which obviously we'll go through some.
Yeah, when we get to their matches, we'll talk a little bit more about those ones. But
I like that they've done that.
Yeah, same here. I feel like I said, last year was a bit weirder. The thing is, it wasn't that long with the brand split itself. And I'll be honest, the main selling point they had with Survivor Series last year was the fantasy becomes reality. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that was fun how that turned out. And now look at us, we've got a bloody Universal Champion who's barely there.
Yeah.
But like I said, they built this up so well, and it was something that, I'll be honest, it did take me back a little bit of shock when the thing is, especially we already knew about TLC where there was a lot of issues, which like for example, Roman Reigns, he has been off with a viral. Same with Bray Wyatt, he was off as well, and so there was two main matches that ended up being changed, and that was we ended up getting AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, which I think stole the show.
Which was great.
Yeah,
it was.
And we had Kurt Angle as part of the Shield on that night as well, and you would have thought, when it came to Raw afterwards, you would have thought, well, it's just that they were covering their backs of what happened. People were sick, they couldn't do anything about it. I didn't expect them to keep running with this. To a point that it came to Raw, and we ended up having AJ Styles come back for another match. We thought, well, yeah, he's still there. Yeah. They're all in South America at the moment. Of course he's going to be there to still be there. And then Under Siege happened. And it was like, I was watching it as it was going along, thinking, we're just watching them go around beating up a bunch of people, but this is entertaining.
Yeah, it was awesome. It really was awesome. Because we had a bit of that last year, didn't we? We had a little bit of last year. Yeah. But not to that extent.
No, this has been over. This is basically both of them being at each other's necks.
It's been very, very well set up. Yeah. Very well set up. And I'm looking forward to this match. Again, last year, this match was it was just after the brand split. It was a bit, all over the place, wasn't it, from what I remember?
Well, this shows a year does give it some good time. We've now actually got a built story between all of them as well. And especially, I think the shake-ups also helped a little bit. The thing is, actually looking at it, haven't we got the we had the four horsewomen in this match, but we don't now because of Charlotte being the champion.
No, we don't because of Charlotte, yeah.
But and it would have been 2 versus 2 basically. So anyway, I want to discuss a little bit about Team Raw on the women's side. Alicia Fox is the captain.
Oh, hasn't it been great? I've loved it. I've not been a massive fan of Alicia Fox.
Oh, I don't think many people have
for some time. She hasn't been used well. The whole Noam Dar thing was just irritating. But this, I think it's given her a bit of a lease of life, hasn't it?
She still scares the hell out of me, though.
Oh yeah, she's supposed to, isn't she? As Corey Graves says, she's the poster girl for mental stability, isn't it? She is mental, but I love it. And the whole captain thing,
I like the hat.
Captain's hat, and all that. Yeah, it's been quite refreshing, actually.
I think she stole one of those hats from Kairi Sane.
I hope they're gonna carry on doing something decent with her.
Yeah.
Because she's entertaining. She's really entertaining. And this gimmicks really work for her. So I find that Noam Dar stuff irritating, but this has really worked. So.
Well, the thing is, with that kind of stuff, they were trying to give a little bit more story for the cruiserweights, weren't they? And like you said,
Yeah,
it
I think
just wasn't working. The thing is, all the cruiserweights' main
No, it was
story
just
at that
flat,
time was, oh, this person's going to be facing this person with the championship on the line.
Yeah.
And I think it still feels a little bit now with the cruiserweights. The thing is, they're trying to make
Cruiserweight still hasn't really got much story.
No, well, I think the only
it
other
doesn't have the story.
the only other second story that they've got is it Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher's gone evil. Why did they do that?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Versus
but even
who are they
the
facing?
problem is, I suppose, if you don't. I mean, I've said before, I don't tend to watch 205 Live very often. Maybe if I did watch it, then I'd pick up a bit more of the stories. But because with Raw, you only see one, maybe two matches.
Well, mate, according to this match, Becky Lynch is the first one who's going to be eliminated. I'd like to also point out that both our traditional Survivor Series matches, we have limited them to 20 minutes, just for the fact that we know this could take a long time. And it just makes it easier for us to get it over and done with. Same with the tag team matches. They are going to be tornado tags because they do go by a lot faster as well. Doesn't mean that when it comes to Survivor Series, there will be a time limit and there will be they'll more likely be just normal tag team matches. It just makes things a lot easier for us. Becky Lynch. We was talking about the cruiserweights anyway, weren't we? Now, talking about the cruiserweights, there is the only championship on the line at Survivor Series, the Cruiserweight Championship. Enzo Amore is going to be defending his title against Kalisto. Two superstars that used to be on the main rosters, one of them being a US champion.
I know that, but I don't rate Kalisto. I haven't rated him for a long time.
Yeah.
And this doesn't, I just think I presumed he was already in the cruiserweights. I thought he'd already been a cruiserweight before, but obviously not. And I don't know. I find the whole thing a bit pointless, really. Having had sort of like Neville and Enzo, and before that Neville and what's his name, Austin Aries. That's some fantastic,
that's not even a year ago, is it?
Doesn't have the story, does it? No, that was WrestleMania, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that's when that started. Yeah.
It's Kalisto now, and I just don't see it.
Well, I got a little bit more excited when they were in the UK, because it was in the UK a couple of weeks ago, weren't they? Oh, another one's been knocked out. I think. I think Team SmackDown are down to 2 fighters. Carmella's been knocked out.
Right.
I wonder if they will beat the 20-minute time limit. I'm just starting to think that. But anyway, so we had the WWE live shows in the UK this last couple of weeks ago. And one thing that did get me excited was the UK division pretty much showed up there with what's his name? God damn it, I forgot his name already. The Bruiserweight.
Pete Dunne.
That's it, Pete Dunne, showing up, making his debut on Raw to beat up Enzo Amore.
I did well as well.
It was a brilliant match.
It was a good match.
Well, the thing is, it's still saying that Pete Dunne versus what's it called, Tyler Bates match on NXT.
Tyler Bates match of the year.
Yeah, it's still saying it's match of the year at the moment. Alexa Bliss. Alicia Fox has been knocked out. We're down to 3 versus 2. These matches can be quite quick. It's nice sometimes. Anyway, like I said, but then we went to 205 Live, and Tyler Bates basically, the UK division pretty much got trampled over by the cruiserweights. I'm not happy with that. I think a lot of people are not happy with that because they know the UK division is a lot better than those.
Yeah, it is. But I suppose it's home advantage, isn't it? Home disadvantage. It's just how it tends to be. So I was surprised Charlotte won this week.
Well, like I said, I'm happy for Charlotte winning this week anyway. Because now she's now being the Triple Crown champion, thanks to this. You could count it as, because was one of the original NXT Women's Champions. Of course, she was Raw's Women's Champion, and now she's SmackDown's. So she's done well.
Oh, she held the Divas Championship as well, didn't she?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She did hold the Divas as well before it finally got rid of.
Yeah.
Which it's a part of history that the women's division do not want us to remember. Even though there are slight signs of it still there. It's I'm happy for it. Well, the thing is, I said we'll talk a little bit more about her, but still, well done, especially with Ric Flair coming out at the end of the match as well.
Yeah, it was a nice touch with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I presumed I knew he'd been at Raw the night before, so I knew he was about.
Yeah.
And then when she sort of said in the ring that he wasn't going to be there that night, I thought, well, that's odd. He must be. I thought, well, it's obviously 2 nights, couldn't do it. So he does look frail, though.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, what was he in hospital for? Wasn't it his heart?
Oh, yeah, liver, wasn't it?
Or was it his liver? I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I know he's given up drinking now.
Yeah, I would say if it's something to do with your liver, I think a lot of people would probably decide to give up on drinking if they can. But look, I'm happy Ric Flair's all right, well enough to actually walk down part of the ramp. It was a nice touch to add to that as well.
Yeah, it was.
Right, like I said, we spoke a little bit about Raw's, SmackDown's team a little bit. They were already made up from the beginning, weren't they? It was everyone. It was pretty much the women's division was everyone but the current at that time women's champion, just standing there. You're thinking, SmackDown's division is quite small. But I think it was one of those where you kind of figured out it was going to be those in there anyway. And the funny part of it, where you had Lana, there's 6 of us, and basically Shane, was it Shane or was it Daniel Bryan? One of them, they said, "Oh yeah, you're not in that match." Thinking, yeah. But I'm happy that Becky Lynch is given the shot as being the captain of this, though.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because she's been kind of put to the back since she lost the women's championship.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been understudying Charlotte a little bit, and she since Charlotte's come across.
Yeah. Which is, I feel sorry for her because she's, we all agree that Becky Lynch is a great wrestler. It's just her mic skills aren't fully there still. It can be a bit boring.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I like Becky Lynch. I don't mind her mic skills. I just find that I think she's obviously got a very broad accent, which doesn't always come across. That's the problem.
Yeah. But either way, I think she's going to make a great captain. I'm going to say this now. I think Alicia Fox is going to be knocked out in a couple of seconds. I would find that really funny. Or the way I would find it funny is if Alicia Fox gets knocked out in a couple of seconds, or Alicia Fox ends up somehow, don't know how, ends up winning it for Team Raw.
I think she could winning it. I actually do think she could end up winning it somehow.
Oh,
you
know what?
She could end up being the last one in for Raw.
Which, to be honest, you know what? I'm going to say this now. I think the women's team, Raw women's team, is going to win, and there's one reason and one reason only.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Asuka.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
She is not going to lose her second pay-per-view match, even though it's a team-based one. That means basically if she lost, a way that will only work is if she ends up getting pinned or submission or taps out, or someone interferes. But who's going to interfere now? Emma's gone.
No, that's the problem, isn't it? Actually, the fact that if Raw don't win, that means she has to be pinned.
Yeah.
Or she has to tap, and that isn't going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen. She's they want to build up on that. She's unstoppable type of thing.
Yeah.
Especially until she gets a shot at the championship.
But I think now that Charlotte's not in the SmackDown team, to be honest, I think the Raw team looks stronger. I mean, you got Nia. I mean, Nia.
Yeah, but
Nia on her own,
that's the thing. I've been looking at that. No, we're saying we've got Nia on team Raw. I'm looking at SmackDown. They've got Tamina. I can't wait to see that. That's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Tamina can't hold a candle to Nia Jax.
But
Nia Jax is so, you know what? Nia Jax. She's obviously she's got the size, but she's also bloody good wrestler.
Oh,
to me isn't.
Team SmackDown is down to one person. It's 3 against 1, and it's Paige. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
No, let's say Nia would annihilate Tamina, or she should do.
Yeah. Well, I still think we're going to see Tamina and Nia in the ring.
Then obviously you've got Bayley, and you've got Sasha. As I say, I think Raw, SmackDown it's not that strong a team really.
No,
not compared. I don't think. Which, as you say, the problem is they haven't got that massive pool to pull from.
So do you think
that actually, the only member, there's only 2 members of Raw that aren't actually in the matches, isn't there? That's
Mickie James and Dana Brooke.
Mickie James and Dana Brooke. So neither of them have got massive divisions.
I do feel sorry for them because, especially Mickie James, she did pull on a great match against Alexa Bliss last time.
It was great,
round.
and then to come out the night after in basically whatever they 8-inch heels.
Yeah, and still
drop kicker.
Oh God, that was awesome.
was actually something.
I'm thinking, right, she's going to do the drop kick. Whose bright idea at the back thinking, yeah, you wear some heels and go and do that. Oh yeah, you might break your ankle. I'm just saying, it's going to be fun. Yeah.
That was some skill. But, yeah.
So you think Raw's going to win? I think Raw's going to win as well.
I think Raw's. I think Raw have got the strongest team.
Yep. Well, Raw's now down to 2 people against Paige. We've got Sasha Banks and Asuka left in the Raw team, and of course Paige for the SmackDown team. But as I say, I've got a feeling this match is coming close to the end anyway for the 20-minute mark. So I just want to mention one more thing before this match finishes. James Ellsworth. He has finally been released from the WWE. Yeah,
I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry as well. He was a great gimmick at the start, and this whole Carmella thing has just really pissed so many people off. He ended up
just been stupid.
He ended up ruining 2 Money in the Bank matches. How?
Yeah. I mean, it was just, I don't know. As you say, the original gimmick was quite funny, and then the stuff with Dean Ambrose was quite funny.
Yeah.
And all that, but it should have ended there. And the problem was they'd given him a contract. They was like, "Oh, what do we do with him?" And I just don't really understand.
The thing is,
why the Carmella thing just never really worked. It was just weird.
The thing is, it wasn't going anywhere when his last match was him versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah, exactly.
And he ended up getting slaughtered.
But it was just in general.
Yeah.
But just in general, it was just, I don't know, it hasn't worked. And, I think he just hasn't been used very well.
No.
That's the problem. But fair play to the guy. He got 12 months.
He got a bloody contract with WWE, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who would basically give their right arm, left leg, just to get an opportunity in NXT. Well, be honest, NXT is where it is at the moment, so that's why.
Yeah, absolutely.
But talking about NXT, while we've got the women's match still here, we have got a Fatal 4-Way match for the women, the now vacated Women's Championship. Amber Moon, Kairi Sane, Nikki Cross, and is it Peyton Royce?
Yeah. Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to the match. Who do you think will win it though?
You know what? I'm really hoping it should be Ember's turn. Ember Moon has been such a fantastic performer since she's been on NXT. And obviously, she didn't take it off. She had 2 brilliant matches against Asuka.
Yeah.
The last of which she should have won. And then, you know, it was... And really, I think they should have let her win that, to be honest, because it was so good. So if she doesn't win it, I'll be really disappointed. Really disappointed. But I'm a little bit worried because I don't think that they...
please don't be Kairi Sane.
Push...
I'm just going to say that now.
That seems to be where the push is going, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want it to be Kairi Sane because she's just... Okay, yes, she won the Mae Young Classic. But at the same time, it's too soon for that. And it feels like you're making Kairi Sane as a second-rate Asuka. At the same time, it feels like. But...
Yeah, I know, I'd agree.
I agree. I think Ember Moon does
the one I want to win.
Nikki Cross.
The one I want to win is well, I say Ember Moon is who I want to win it, but if it's not Ember, I'd love Nikki Cross to win it.
I would love her. That'd be great as a champion.
And I think she might have. I think she'll get a shot before she leaves. I think she will get a shot at it. You know, but she's got her own music now. I noticed.
Oh no, she's always had that music.
No, she's always come out to Sanity's music in the past, hasn't she?
Well, the thing is,
and then this
it's
still
Sanity
music, but they've changed it slightly.
No, it's
made it slightly different for her.
No, what I've noticed, she's always had that music, but she's always been coming out with Sanity itself. If you actually go on WWE 2K18 and you play as Nikki Cross, it's that music that she comes out with.
Right.
Yeah.
I know I'm playing as so I'd like to see her, but I do think, I'm really hoping it's going to be Ember's turn because I think she's great. I mean, the Eclipse is just an amazing move. The problem is she keeps injuring herself with it.
Yeah. What about Peyton Royce?
Well, you know what? I really like Peyton Royce. I love Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah. I agree. The thing is, they remind me of a modern version of
they deserve to be there.
Yeah.
I think all 4 of them deserve to be there. But as I say, I do think... I mean, the thing is, we've been talking about sort of like the problems that Raw and SmackDown have got with their divisions.
Yeah.
In terms of being a bit shallow, in terms of the women.
Yeah.
What's come out over the last 3 or 4 weeks on NXT is the depth that they've got.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, they've got a lot from the Mae Young Classic who have actually come up into NXT as well.
Yeah.
But they already had quite a large depth anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's, as I say, because you got Peyton and Billy Kay as well. And it's a really got some depth in that division.
The thing is,
and I presume they will come up.
I'm going to say this now, but
they will come up.
In that Fatal 4-Way, if 3 of them went up to the main roster now, I don't think NXT would suffer. The 3 that I'm on about would be Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, and Peyton Royce, with Billy Kay.
Billy Kay would come up with Peyton Royce,
of course, because they're going to be like a team.
But
if those 4 went up now, I don't think NXT would suffer, because like I said, the women's division on there is perfect. Yeah. So that's.
I mentioned Ruby Riott. It was fantastic. Some great performance.
Dude, the match is over.
Yep.
Oh, according to this, women's team Raw will end up winning. She was teasing Paige at the end of that match. I'm going to be honest. I had Asuka in the ring just watching that, thinking, you could make her tap out or pin her at any moment there. But no, you ended up playing with her. So it was basically Asuka in what she would normally do. But anyway, let's move on to our next match. So there's Team Raw for you. They're all happy. It said Team Asuka, but of course it's going to be Team Asuka. She's the main point of that match, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
So, our next match will be... as it loads. The Miz versus Baron Corbin. I'm
really looking forward to this.
I'm happy Baron Corbin beat Sin Cara on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, again, I don't rate Sin Cara. I really don't. I don't know where that's come from as a rivalry.
Oh god, yeah, I think I thought Sin Cara was injured first of all. Didn't he break his leg or something? Or was that someone else?
Yeah, I think it did.
There was a picture of his leg broken. That is more than just hurt himself. Yeah, he still ends up going in the match against Baron Corbin. What the hell's going on? Right, so this is the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, versus the US Champion, Baron Corbin. Again, it is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. I've also put Miz Taraj there as well, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Because, be honest, you've got a feeling they're going to come out with him, don't you?
Yeah.
So,
I would presume so.
Yeah, it's nice to see that Baron Corbin's going to be facing someone that I feel like he will actually beat in a pay-per-view.
Well, you know, either way, I mean, it's also nice to see The Miz having a decent slot on the pay-per-view as well.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't recently. He's had such a good year.
We've always said this many times. I've always rated The Miz as is a great heel. It is one of those things that we don't really get that often in WWE nowadays. It's a lot of blurred lines, isn't there? But The Miz, he's always been there, and he's just proven time and time again that he's great at the job. For example, at TLC, he ended up teaming up with the Bar. I'm just going to call him the Bar from now on.
Yeah.
Kane and Kane and Braun Strowman to go and face what was supposed to be the Shield, but ended up being the Shield and Kurt Angle, which still was a great match. And he still stood out as the lead with that many powerful heels there, which was great. Yeah. And the thing is, it's nice to see, especially when compared to his WWE Championship run, which a lot of people are saying they were the worst. It was the worst WrestleMania when he had it, and it was the worst run at that time. And he's now standing here, which, I'll be honest, he makes Raw raw. It's entertaining when he comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think he's great. So I'm looking forward to this match. So I think it will be a good match.
But
I really like Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
actually.
Same here.
I've really come to like Baron Corbin, and I think he's had a bit of a raw deal. You know, obviously with being stripped of whatever they did with him around the Money in the Bank briefcase and stuff.
That is still bull. The only time Jinder Mahal has had a clean win.
Yeah.
I think I like to point out I'm still not counting it that clean.
No, because it was thinking John Cena who distracted him. Yeah. So he distracted him. So
can't he just? I don't understand. Why can't he just leave things alone? We don't want John Cena. Go away. You ended up ruining. You basically buried Baron Corbin there, but he's strong enough to stand back out again, and now he's US champion. And not just US champion from anyone, he's US champion from AJ Styles.
But he's good, isn't he? He's good on the mic. He's good.
Yeah.
He's on the social media and the stuff is between.
He's
really nice.
Well, he's great at it because he's still, like I said, he's great with the mic. He's great. He's a great wrestler. He's definitely a great wrestler. Yeah. And he's got
End
that...
of Days is probably one of my favourite
movies. It is.
End of Days looks so sweet.
It's like, here we go, let's give a bow.
Yeah. It looks sweet.
It's one of those where I would put it in the same area as RKO with the finisher.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those, and I know it's been said over and over again, but the End of Days is one of those moves where it can come from nowhere.
Yeah.
It
is. No, I like it.
The thing is,
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, everything else seems like there's a setup for it. Even John Cena's AA, there's a setup. You know it's going to happen. Wow, Whippy.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's surprising, and I like finishes that have a surprising effect to them. And that's why I do really like Baron Corbin a lot in this. But like I said, I do feel sorry about him losing his Money in the Bank. And if anyone, Jinder Bloody Mahal.
Yeah, no.
Oh. It's like when he's going to catch it. Yay, something good's going to happen. Why is John Cena there?
Oh, no.
And, but like I said, it's also going to be interesting because it's heel versus heel as well. So it's like a lot of these if you look across it. Even with the tag team match later on, it's the Bar versus the Usos. And like I said, I'm going to be more on the side of the Usos here for the fact that I do find them really entertaining.
The Usos have been fantastic.
Yeah. Well, they've been fantastic with the New Day.
Yeah.
That's something I'd like to point out. They've been fantastic with the New Day, and New Day are usually quite good with these things.
But they have also been just very good. Yeah, actually, the promos have been cut in since before the New Day were actually on there. The promos have been cut in, getting better and better and better.
Yeah. Anyway, mate, going back to this match, who do you think's going to win, Baron Corbin or The Miz?
I think it could be. I don't know. You know what? It depends on whether the Miz Siraj get involved, isn't it? So if it's a fair fight, I would go for Baron Corbin.
But if it's
I don't think it won't be clean, right? The Miz Siraj.
I don't think it's going to be clean. So I'm agreeing with you here. I think the Miz is going to end up winning this match, which would make Raw 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to be keeping that track record here. We are going to keep a track record of what the actual score is for us. And according to the game as well, the game thinks it's going to be 2-0 as well. They think the Miz is going to beat Baron Corbin. With Bo Dallas, for some weird reason, throwing Curtis Axel into the ring at the end of the match. I didn't know those two didn't like each other. It was a shock to me.
Poor Curtis.
Oh, they're just staring at each other outside the ring at the moment. I don't know what went between them. Oh, poor Curtis Axel. He got fed to Braun Strowman earlier as well, which wasn't...
Oh, is it 5, was it? 5 running power slams.
Oh, he's still in a neck brace. Anyway, let's go on to our next match. Oh, I'm starting to feel sorry for Curtis Axel now. Oh, talking about the tag team match, that's on next, mate. It is the Bar versus the Usos.
Yeah.
So, we need to mention this first. The Bar are now Raw Tag Team Champions, thanks to the New Day.
I'm happy with that. Yeah. I don't mind that though.
I don't.
Sheamus and Cesaro have been fantastic together.
Yeah. The thing is, I agree with you. I think it's nice that this happened because we've ended up now having, instead of one good match, we've now ended up with 2 great matches. Yeah. The thing is, like I said, with the Sheamus and Cesaro thing teaming up together, it's been so much fun watching them, especially going heel as well. They made Cesaro heel. That is the power of Sheamus and his haircut.
Oh, just it's the fact at the moment that the poor guy can't speak.
Oh no, he can speak, but it's funny when he does.
I know, he's got that blinking mouth guard in all the time. It's like he's so frightened of hurting his teeth now. He just wears a mouth guard all the time.
Do you know what I'm actually wondering? Has he actually got teeth behind that mouth guard?
I'm not sure.
The thing
is, forced up into his gums, weren't they?
What are they saying? Oh yeah, the only way we can let them come out is that they've actually got to come back out like a baby's teeth. Yeah. What the hell?
No. Because they weren't knocked out. They were actually just pushed up.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I when we saw that, I thought, oh my god, what the hell's going on in this match? But now we've got a Cesaro who talks funny with a mouth guard.
Yeah.
And so like I said, my favourite part because they ended up being on Miz TV, wasn't it, this week as well?
Yes.
And because they were talking about them becoming the new Raw Tag Team Champions. And you had the crowd again. Something I've not heard a long time. You look stupid.
Oh, they've done that a few times lately.
Yeah.
They've done that a few times. I love it.
Right.
Respect the Hall.
Mate, I know we didn't talk about the Usos that much, but I'm going to ask you this now, and you know why I'm going to ask you this now.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think's going to win?
Story,
yeah. Who do you think's going to win, the Bar or the Usos?
I think the Bar will win.
You saying 3-0?
I think the Bar will win. Oh yeah, I think they will. I think the Bar will win it.
Oh wow, that was
Do you
awesome.
not think so?
I just realised, you know the music. Oh, are they going to shake hands?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to shake hands. Shake hands. Do it. Oh! Oh, he moved his hand.
I think this is. I just got a feeling the Bar will win this one.
Yeah, I think the Bar's going to win this one as well. I've just realised the actual ending card for this is the old one where it was them two competing against each other with the crowds.
Yeah.
So you've got Sheamus getting booed, Cesaro getting cheered.
Yeah,
Yay! But yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I think it's going to be 3-0 by the end of this as well. I think the Bar is just a bit more powerful than the Usos. The Usos are a better tag team, but when it comes to sheer power, you've got Cesaro and Sheamus for crying out loud. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, mate, let's move on to our next match. Did you want to mention anything about the Usos? Because we didn't actually talk about them at all.
Well, we did debate them. As both said, I think what they've done on SmackDown has been fantastic. I'm glad they're champs again at the moment.
Yes. But anyway, mate, it is time for our next match. It is the Women's Champions, Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. So, this match did not exist a couple of days ago. So, I'm happy that Charlotte is champion because, like I said, I feel like this is going to be a lot more entertaining. We've got the first doubles champion, Alexa Bliss, who has held the Raw and SmackDown championship, versus Charlotte, who has won the 3 championships. We're going to say the 3 championships. NXT, Raw, and SmackDown's Women's Championship now. Look, I think this match was going to happen sooner or later, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm glad about this. I'm happy
Sorry
with
about
this
that.
one. I'm happy that Charlotte's won it. I felt a bit sorry for Natalia because I really like Natalia. And I was sort of like, in a way, I'd have liked Natalia to have been able to have had her night in the sort of like spotlight for this one. But at the same time, I'm happy that Charlotte won it. Yeah. It was about time, really.
The thing is, look, Natalia had a good run, and one thing I'm happy with Natalia, she did. Not saying Naomi was a bad champion. It's just that a lot of it annoyed me.
Just wasn't very interesting.
No, she was boring.
She just wasn't very interesting, was she?
Plus, I just wanted that championship off her because she turned it into a bloody toy. That's one thing that I really out of this whole year, and we are going to talk a bit more about this year and the next pay-per-view because it is going to be our last pay-per-view of the year, isn't it? Clash of Champions, which we think it's going to be our last one.
Could be our last, November. I don't know. We got 2 in December.
I don't know. At the moment, all we know is of Clash of Champions, unless they're going to do another roadblock at the end of it. But I don't think they will. They all think this is, what is it, the 16th today, 17th, 19th when Survivor Series is. Say Clash of Champions is going to be at the beginning of December. I don't think they've got enough time to put another pay-per-view before Christmas and New Year's. So
No,
I would
no.
say Clash of Champions is going to be the last one. But like I said, we will talk a little bit more about our favourite points of the year and our disliked points of the year in the next pay-per-view anyway. But yeah, one of them for me is definitely going to be how the SmackDown's Women's Championship got turned into a glow stick. Anyway, going back to this match. So Alexa Bliss, like I said, she had a great match against Mickie James at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair against Natalya. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen the match yet, but I've been told it was a really good match as well.
What, this week? Yeah,
this week, yeah. But then again, it was. To be honest, it was a Hart versus a Flair again. The thing is, it's not the first time Charlotte and Natalya have faced each other, and you know what? I'm happy that Charlotte ended up winning it against Natalya as well, because it just means that much more for the match.
Yeah.
So I think that they were building up.
That definitely
for
makes it more exciting.
Yeah. Well, it's family history between the two of them as well, and it just shows how far their families have gotten as well. Because, like I said, we had Ric Flair and Bret Hart as themselves being against each other, and now we've got these two, which is we had those two.
Yeah.
And so it was awesome.
Yeah.
Either way, and then they're going to be facing each other again. And of course, Natalya's going to have a rematch for a championship. When? We don't know. Probably at Clash of Champions, if it's SmackDown's, which I think it is, because the last one was Raw, wasn't it? This is how my mind works on these type of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're probably going to see Natalya versus Charlotte, either the next pay-per-view, or if it's SmackDown's pay-per-view, of course.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think of anything else we could talk about this. So, I might as well ask you now. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be Alexa Bliss or Charlotte?
I think Charlotte should win it, surely. I don't mind either winner because I love both.
Yes,
you know
well, yeah.
I'm sort of, I don't know, I'm still not sure if I like face Charlotte. I'm still...
It's weird, isn't it?
Trying to... Yeah, because she's not quite face.
She's still thinking of herself.
She's...
It's like when Randy Orton goes face, isn't it?
She's doing the whole best mates with Becky Lynch thing, and she's playing it face that way. But then when she comes into the ring, and she does does the normal cartwheel, then she goes into the ring in the splits, and she goes backwards, and then she does that thing where she does that, her arms outstretched and all that, and it's sort of like it's the arrogance.
But then again, it's a Flair. She's a Flair. Flair is arrogance.
It is, yeah. But it doesn't quite fit with the character now, does it? Do you know what I mean? And you think, So, I don't know. That's Heavenly was talking about it, and so Heavenly doesn't like her as face. She prefers her. He'd like her to go straight back to being heel.
Well, give her a chance. Now she's got a championship again.
Thing is, she's a bloody good heel, isn't she?
Yes.
That's the thing.
Well, the thing is, whole of last year with Sasha Banks, that was brilliant as a heel versus face moment. And even to a point that I was starting to get sick of Sasha Banks. I wasn't getting sick of Charlotte for some weird reason.
No.
It was still quite entertaining, and especially when she lost the championship, because she became. Yeah. It's like she became more powerful when she didn't have that championship, which was weird.
Yeah.
She's more determined for it. But at the same time, I agree. I think Charlotte's going to win this for the fact that... Look, I like Alexa Bliss. Everyone knows I like Alexa Bliss. But she does seem to try and find a way out of things if she can. And I feel like Charlotte is the better wrestler when it comes to this.
Yes, she is.
And it's like Alexa Bliss. If she goes down the dirty tactics, I'm going to be honest, Charlotte knows dirty tactics. She's a Flair. It's what they invented dirty tactics. So it is going to be interesting. I still think it's going to be a good match. I do, like I said, feel sorry for Natalya because now she's out of the pay-per-view. Well, we think she's out of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Not like someone else who we're going to talk about who is out of the pay-per-view as well. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I agree with you, and I think Charlotte Flair is going to win as well.
Yeah.
We're trying to think. We haven't really got much more to talk about. We might as well talk a little bit about NXT's War Games then, while this match is still going on. So, no, I thought the match was finished there. So, of course, it was announced this week's NXT, even though we knew it was going to be War Games for quite a while ourselves, thanks to WWE's YouTube channel. They finally changed the name from Takeover Houston to NXT War Games, and they announced that it's going to be a triple threat War Games match as their main thing. Yeah. It's going to be the Authors of Pain with Roderick Strong versus Sanity versus is it Undisputed Era? That's it.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So,
which is it's not the snappiest of titles, is it? But they are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're interesting. They tried to. I like the whole idea. They're trying to get Roderick Strong to join their era.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah, that worked out for them. Yeah. So I've got an idea, a little bit of what the War Games entails. So two people start in the ring first off. Now this is usually because it's usually one team versus another team. It's not usually a triple threat for this. No. But one of each team starts off in one of the rings each. Yeah, there's 2 rings in this match. In a giant cage. It's like basically the supersized the Hell in the Cell match.
Yeah. It's a cool idea.
Oh yeah,
it's a really cool idea.
I like the idea. Well, it's WCW first, wasn't it? And more importantly, it's is it Elric, Authors of Pain's manager? It was in the original match as well with Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, Paul
Ellerick. Yeah.
Ellering, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, what I understand from the match is so one of each team starts in the ring first, and then randomly another person enters the ring. And pinfalls and submissions don't count until all of both teams are in the ring. So we can have a situation where we can have situations, which we will have, where we've got 2 versus 1 or 3 versus 1 could happen as well. It's random how they enter into the ring. Well, like I said, this is a triple threat, so we're not 100% sure how this is going to go. All we know is that there's going to be 2 rings. It's in a giant Hell in the Cell, and you can't pin or submit until everybody's in the ring.
Yeah.
So it's going to be entertaining. And how long do you think it's going to be until the main roster picks it up?
Well, yeah. Well, I think it's basically they're testing it out, aren't they? So it works.
Well, they did it with the shark cage, didn't they?
It won't take too long. Yeah. If it goes well, they'll do it. And if it doesn't go well, then they won't.
I'm hoping it goes well. I'm really excited for that match. Really am. This whole weekend, that is the match I'm really excited about. Which is not the first time that I've been more excited about an NXT match than the main roster.
Yeah.
But that's going to be entertaining. Another match, of course, the NXT Championship. Drew McIntyre versus what's his name again? Andre Cien. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Whose manager has helped him get a match. Oh wow.
I mean, gosh, interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I've never hated him.
I'm happy Drew McIntyre's back at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. The match is finally finished on this end, mate. According to this, Charlotte is going to beat Alexa Bliss. We both already agree that's going to happen. So at the moment, we're agreeing with the game again, but this will make it 3-1.
Yeah, I'll be 3. Yeah.
So, and would this be the turning point for SmackDown? I doubt it. I'm just saying, look, there's other matches that I'm looking at the moment. I'm thinking, I expect these guys to win. I expect this guy to win. And it just feels like SmackDown are a little bit outnumbered here, apart from this match.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to our next match, which I think is the Shield versus the New Day. Yes, it is. Again, tornado tag. Shield versus the New Day. The full Shield this time, not just 2/3 and someone extra. Which, to be honest, it's been nice. What we've had Kurt Angle and we've had Triple H being part of the Shield.
I hope it'll be this.
Can we talk about that? Triple H on one of the live events during the European tour was part of the Shield. Is he now friends again with Seth Rollins? After, that was the best part when they came out and said, "Sorry, it wasn't Seth Rollins that put you through the table. It was your husband."
It looks like over the table with Seth's face, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like you want the world to swallow him up at that moment.
Thanks, Dean Ambrose. But that was great. But I'm happy this match is happening as well. It's nice to see that the New Day and the Shield have got a match. The thing is, you can't have a main event, one of the main 4 pay-per-views, and not have 2 of your best stables not there. The thing is, it's like the New Day, they didn't have a match throughout of it. At least with the Shield, sort of did. They had the. Hello, fellow Cravers. It's me, GD here, and so we paused the game after this point because we ended up having a bit of a technical issue with Hanksy's. I don't know what happened, but Hanksy got kicked out of the party at this point. And because usually when we do these kind of things, because I'm going into my PC at this point, I end up putting the transition scene, which if you watch our live streams is the Crave Your Game logo at this point. And it wasn't until editing this video now I realised that I forgot to take that transition back into the gameplay footage, which it's my own fault. But then again, it's one of these things that happen, unfortunately. And unfortunately, we haven't got time ourselves to film it again. So I'm sorry I've got to do it this way, but what we're going to do is basically explain our choices for the last 3 matches, which are, of course, the Shield versus the New Day. Now, both me and Hanksy and the game, even the game agreed as well, that we think that the Shield are going to end up beating the New Day. The main reason, of course, is that the New Day doesn't really need to win this match, first of all. We felt, because the Shield are just coming back, I think they had 1 or 2 matches since they've actually fully come back together, mainly because of Roman Reigns being sick as well. It feels like the Shield just forming together, if they end up losing a big match like this, it kind of puts everything, what they build up to, pretty much out the window. So, like I said, we decided, all 3 of us decided that the Shield would win this match. Now, going on to what our next match would have been, the traditional 5-man the traditional 10-man tag team elimination match, Raw v SmackDown, the men's match. We ended up having Kurt Angle, Triple H, Braun Strowman and Finn Balor for Team Raw, because of course we could only have 4 on each team, and it meant that with me basically thinking who the other person was, Samoa Joe being the 5th person that we didn't add. And for Team SmackDown we ended up having Shane McMahon, Shinsuke Nakamura, John Cena, everyone already knows my feelings about that, and Randy Orton, with Bobby Roode being the person who would be in the match as extra. Now, I personally think that Team Raw will win this match myself, and my main reason with this is simple. I feel like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to get themselves involved in the match somehow, which is going to screw SmackDown over in this victory. I think Hanksy thinks that I think Hanksy said that he thinks Raw will win as well, just for the fact that they've got much more power on their side as well. You got to look at them. They've got Braun Strowman, for crying out loud, he's a big powerhouse. Triple H, Kurt Angle as well, and Samoa Joe and Finn Balor are not 2 people that you can take lightly as well. Not saying that SmackDown's not got a powerful team as well. It's just that's what we think. And of course, the game ended up going with again 2-1 to Team Raw as well. It ended up a draw in the game, unfortunately, because of our 20-minute time limit that we had in this. But yeah, I think Raw ended up winning that because they had more people left in the ring. Now we went on after that to the final match, which I think is going to be the final match of the night as well. It is champion versus champion. The WWE champion, who is now AJ Styles, versus Jinder Mahal. Not Jinder Mahal, sorry, he's not there. Versus Brock Lesnar. Hanksy, first of all, thinks AJ Styles is going to win this match, which sort of makes sense. The thing is, no title is on the line, first of all, so it kind of throws everything in the air with this. If anything, it's just brand supremacy with this. And AJ Styles has the speed advantage against Brock Lesnar. The only way Brock Lesnar would end up winning this would probably if he catches AJ Styles, which everyone knows is quite difficult for them to do. Personally, myself though, I think Brock Lesnar might win this, just for the fact that AJ Styles can be caught by Brock Lesnar. Once he's caught by him, that's pretty much it over. But according to the game thinks that AJ Styles is going to walk away the victor of that match themselves. But then again, would Jinder Mahal get involved? Will someone get involved against Brock Lesnar? Who knows? Either way, Survivor Series looks like it's going to be a lot of fun this month. Same with NXT. Something else we're looking forward to, the War Games match, which is going to come there. Drew McIntyre versus CM, whatever his name is. And even the women's Fatal 4-Way is so much fun. So we do recommend, if you get a chance, go and watch the NXT War Games, which is on the Saturday before Survivor Series. And again, I'm sorry that we ended up ending this video like this. We did end up doing it, but unfortunately, like I said, we've got no actual video footage, just as talking, as being ourselves with this, which I could have, like I said, we didn't have enough time for this, so I ended up doing this instead. But thank you for listening to us. We will be back to normal for the next pay-per-view, which is Clash of Champions, on the 17th of December, which is going to be, by the looks of things, the last pay-per-view of 2017, which is a SmackDown pay-per-view as well. So again, thank you for joining me. Hanksy also would thank you if he was here as well. And of course, like, comment and subscribe. Again, I'm sorry it ended like this, but unfortunately these things happen. So until next time, thank you And goodbye, everybody. See ya.